off, don't go near me. I surrender, 'cause I can take no more. Hear my last goodbye. I am running towards the end of time at the speed of the light. Can't take one more fight. All the feelings that I have inside make me lose my mind. But it feels so good, though it hurts so bad. Like a drug to drive me crazy. Hear my last goodbye. I am running towards the end of time at the speed of the light.
Well, hello, Plannerets. How are you? We are very vocal this morning. I love it. I love it so much. Saying hello to so many people already. Melinda, nice to see you. It is the King's birthday, public holiday for Melinda, who's in New Zealand. I had to look up when the King's birthday is celebrated here in Australia, and it's the second Monday of June. So next week, we're going to have a public holiday as well. So well done. Have a wonderful day off or public holiday for yourself, Melinda. Hello, Elle. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Cindy, hello. Nice to see you. Hello, Brenda. So glad you are ready. So am I. We are here ready to plan. And Stephanie, Plannerets assemble. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it. Grace, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Is this your first time here at the Plannerets world with us here? Let me see. Welcome. Yay. Nice to see you. I love it. Brenda's traveling to California and hubby is driving. So this is my self-care. Nice. I love it. Take time, listen, watch, and have a look. I love it. And I'm so glad that all of you are making each other very welcome. And yes, hello to Cindy. Hi, Marianne. Big fan. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Whoa, we can just go on and see how everyone's going. I love it. So everyone here say yes, welcome, Grace, indeed. I love it. Okay, we're going to get started because we have a few things to plan. And of course, I would like to tell you a little bit more about my founding members launch. So hello, Plannerets. Welcome. I'm so happy you are here with me live today for today's Plan With Me. And of course, my mouse never works when I want it to work. And if you are here during the countdown, you might have seen my question, what self-care activity are you planning today? So I know Brenda is enjoying the drive to California while hubby is driving. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the time. For those of you who haven't yet answered, let me know in the chat. Of course, if you are also watching on the replay, I would love to hear what you're doing just for you. That's right, you, nobody else, not the family, not the kids, not work, not emails, nothing else, but for you, okay? So speaking of that, if you are looking for inspiration, don't forget we do have I'm just going to pop back and check the desk here. All right, there is the self-care bingo card printable download that is available when you sign up to my free weekly email newsletter. Now, it is packed with 25. That's right, 25 simple self-care activities that you can plan ahead, right? So not doing self-care or taking a break when you're already exhausted. No, we're going to be very intentional and very mindful for June and moving forward that we plan ahead of time things that we need to do to take care of ourselves, because if we're being looked after, guess what? We can do all the other stuff that's on our to-do list and our task a lot better. Our mind is a lot clearer. We can make decisions a lot quicker. So it's really important. So 25 simple self-care activities you can plan ahead and actually add into your planner. So let me pop that in there. So it is in the chat right now. Click that link if you haven't yet downloaded your copy, and then print it out. Pop it in the beginning of your planner, so every time you're opening your planner, it's a reminder that, hey, I got to put me on top of the list, okay? So all these different activities there, it's fun, low pressure, and a great way to keep self-care, like I said, intentional throughout the week You can even, if you want, plan ahead and pop these different ones for the whole month of June. So there is no excuse. So let me go check the chat and have a look to see what everyone else is doing. All right, so let's quickly. So Stephanie says weather is great in Southern Cali. So Brenda, I look forward to the nice, wow, Californian weather. Woohoo, welcome Grace. So glad to be here meeting other planners. You are in the right place. We have such fun here and we also support each other for those times of need where we feel like we're just struggling alone. You are in good company indeed. This live stream is my self-care today. I love it. Excellent. That's it. Self-care, spending time, doing things you like, hanging out with the people, kindred spirits, and enjoying similar things is self-care indeed. Stephanie is playing a video game right now and watching your live stream. I still have to get myself into video game. My son actually says I can borrow his Nintendo Switch, Twitch, whatever his console is. Loving it. So video game, same Cindy. Let's say I'm going to go for a long walk after the live stream. How did your stitching or sewing go yesterday, Melinda? Let us know. That does sound awesome. A long walk after the live stream. Double the self-care. I love that. Brenda says, my daughter lives in Sacramento, about an hour from Sierra Mountains and Lake Tahoe. Nice. I love it. Charlotte, hello. Nice to see you. So glad to have you here. I love it. I love it. So a slice of life is Charlotte. And so I have to try and make sure I remember everyone's names whose avatar or handle is not their first name. Good to have you here indeed as well. See, oh, you guys, how am I going to plan when we're chatting so much? But isn't that the best bit of live stream? We can hang out with each other in real time and doing all that stuff. So Melinda's redoing my self-care bingo. Yes, so I printed mine. So I think I created this mid-May. So there's a few stuff I didn't get to do, but that's okay because I've got the June one. I'll have a new colored bauble dabba. So blue for June. Okay, so I love that. Let's have a look. It's near Sacramento. Nice. My nephew is in Sacramento. Wonderful location. Thanks, Marianne. Charlotte. It is. I love it. Okay. All right. So today's live is going to be about planning and setting up my well-being planner spread. So this is a layout in my Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable. You don't have to have the same one, but try and make sure you have somewhere in your current planner system that has something dedicated completely for you, not your tasks, not your to-dos, but how you're doing and how you want to feel. Okay, so we're talking about tracking habits in 7 key areas of life, logging your mood, your wellness check-ins, making sure you're taking your breaks. Okay, so important. We're taking breaks, teeny tiny little breaks throughout the day. This is going to help avoid you burning yourself out, and it's going to help you stay balanced. So, okay, if you're ready, I am. So let us go, everybody. Let's go. Oakley dokely. All right, so self-care bingo. Again, if you haven't downloaded that yet, it is a freebie when you sign up to my free email newsletter. Actually, the link that I have in the chat, that leads you to a form, and then I'll send you directly via your inbox how to download it. Okay, so that's going to be in your inbox as soon as you sign up for or fill in the form. Okay, so today I'm going to be planning in my wellbeing planner. So let me quickly just show you what I have so far for June. Okay, so I created my June monthly cover page. This is a free printable download. Again, please sign up to my email newsletter so you get these wonderful freebies. I decorated it using Tombow markers. I've got my calendar ready for the month with all things I would like to do, bills to pay, events, what's happening for my content creation, all there, nice and colorful. I've got my habit tracker, my mood log, and I'm going to track my steps. Okay, so for today, what I'm planning is my well-being planner spread, which is a spread that is totally dedicated to you. Like I said, it's about you, not your to-do list, not work, not errands, just you. Okay, so before I get to each section, I want to first embellish the page. Let me quickly have a look. Hello, Ronnie Cat. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Let's quickly. Nice. My nephew's stitching went so well. Got 3 quilt blocks. Wow. Joined and a lot more biased, ready for stitching. Yes, please be sure to post it in the Plannerettes community. We would love to see it. It might inspire others to take up quilting. I know my sister-in-laws, they love, and my mother-in-law, may she rest in peace, did quilting. And so we have lots of quilts here that they handmade, so beautiful, you know, when the boys were born, and all these lovely stuff. So yes, this quilting and stitching, lot of, you know, very, very intricate work, but just the product after, or the quilt after, is so beautiful. Hello, Ronnie Cat. Nice to see you. Woot woot indeed. I love it. Okay, so before I go and talk about each of the different sections of the Wellbeing Planner, let's go and embellish it. So this is the fun part. We get to use our markers, our washi tapes, our stickers. So at the top here of the Wellbeing Planner spread, there are little dotted grid that's going to help you. I'm going to move some of the clear divider tabs so it's not glaring. I'm going to use similar hand lettering for here, so continue that theme. For my colors, I'm going to use my zebra mild liners, and I'm using the fine tip end to go and write down the heading, which is the date range. Okay, so J, make sure while I am, let me see if I can put some music on again, so then it's not so, let me see, what have we got here? Have we got any lo-fi music? Yes, let's put some in the background. So J, okay, so then just very simple, U, and okay, so whatever color markers you want, go and pick those, and whatever hand lettering font, just something simple, easy. This is the time for you to go and have fun, be creative. Okay, I'm going to use my washi tape. And so again, depending on whether you like doing themed pages, for me, I mainly color coordinate. You know, my washi. So whatever I have in my stash, I go and see what goes well. I have quite a few washi tapes. So here the thickness of the border at the top is wide enough that you can go and stack your washi. So if you have lots and lots like me, then you can go and, I've got this lovely sort of like pot plants. A good feeling is when you finish up a roll of washi tape. Another one is trying to find the end of a washi tape, because then you go, it feels so satisfying. I'm going to do it here because I can't see over there. It's so satisfying when you finish up a roll of washi. Again, if you don't have lots of washi tape, you can create a washi tape effect at the top. Create your own designs. Who says you have to have washi tapes to be able to embellish your planner pages? Use your creativity. Okay, so look. All right, that looks nice at the top there. Should I put some at the bottom? No, it doesn't fit. Here's a little tip. if it does, like the thickness of your planner pages is not wide enough, so if you want, grab yourself a roll of washi and then just very, very slowly just hand rip the middle. And then that's what's going to do is then it's going to halve the width of your washi, and then you can continue the theme. Let's pop that there for a second, and then just line up the straight edge to the straight edge of your page, and then that ripped effect gives a nice little look to your page. And also the beauty of embellishing your planner pages is when you have to try and, pick out what washi tapes to use, what markers that will go well with it. That is a form of mindfulness and self-care, because you are taking time to enjoy something you like that's going to bring you joy. Okay, so that is, look at that, already pretty beautiful. I love it. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. Where are we? Let's make sure the chat will do. Yes, yeah, so even Melinda, do like show us what do they call it? Work in progress photos. So then we can see how it looks beforehand, and then it'll give someone an idea. These things, you might inspire someone to do hand stitching and quilting. I love it. Okay, yes, we hope you are doing much better today, Ronnie Cat. That's right. Ready to get into my planning. I love it. Being intentional and taking time for yourself and planning for yourself. Okay, so now this spread, like I said, has a habit tracker that I can write down my 7 key areas for my 7 key areas of focus. So things like spirituality, for family and home, career, social connection, my mental well-being, my physical health, and also look at my finances. Now, if you are a little bit overwhelmed and trying to do it all at the same time, please don't. Just do 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 top priority focus. So have a think for yourself right now. What is the most pressing area of my life that I need to put on top of the list? Okay, so for me, my well-being, or my physical well-being, I need to make sure that I'm adding movement into my day. Also, one of the top priorities right now is for my career, which is my content creation and creating my new membership. So that's going to take priority. It's not that I'm going to neglect all the other areas, but I can do what's called bare minimum. So if I can just do 1-minute habit or 2-minute habit in the other areas, so then that way, I'm not neglecting it too much. So have a think for yourself. Let me know in the chat right now, when it comes to spiritual, family or home, career, finance, social, mental well-being, and physical well-being, what is your top priority? Have a think about it. So then that way, when you go into June, you are not trying to do everything all at once. And that's where the overwhelm comes in, because we write down what we think we want to be, when in actual fact, it doesn't fit within the reality of our current situation or our current lifestyle. I'm just going to take Brenda, for example. So she's traveling, so it might be a little bit more difficult to try and do, the home, if she has home priorities, because she's not home. She's traveling and visiting family. So those things. So just be mindful that when you are creating any habits or goals for yourself in the new month, that it fits within your lifestyle. Just because there are lines or pages that says fill this in doesn't mean you have to. They're just there as a guide, okay? So let's see here, right? So for me, I may have the 7 key areas of focus, but then I'll be okay that maybe I don't get to do my habits and routines in certain areas each and every day. If I do maybe 1 day a week, it's a win, because I'll have other top priorities. Right, excellent. Okay, so for my spirituality, I do my meditation. Meditate. Okay, meditate in the morning. So I just follow a meditation guide using the Headspace app, meditate in the morning. And that is actually something that I now do on a regular basis. Most of the time, it's not every day, because if I have a big project and I wake up in the morning, I start on that right away. So just because I don't do it each and every day doesn't mean that I'm not, looking after my spirituality. So for you, it might be you might do read your scripture, or read your Bible, or just meditation, or walking outside, that keeping in touch with yourself. So for the family and home, I'm doing like tidy ups in the morning. Before I do anything else, tidy ups for 5 minutes. That's it. I put a tidy up for 5 minutes. I put the timer on for literally just 5 minutes, and when it goes beep, 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 all right, I'm going, okay, maybe do the last bit of the tidying up, and then I just leave it at that. Right? I'm giving myself and my brain, training my brain to go, you know what? Tidying up a little bit is okay. That's a win. So then next time I have to tidy up, it's not like, oh my God, I got to go and tidy up. I'm training my brain, and I'm practicing to go, this helps, right? Because the environment that you're in also affects your mood. So if you're feeling like, hey, I'm always getting angry, I'm always, feeling like I'm all over the place, have a check. Is your place, is your environment, clean of clutter? Doesn't mean it has to be clean all the time. Please, I was supposed to do the vacuuming yesterday. I didn't get to do that because that wasn't a top priority. You know what was a top priority? Me napping and catching up on my sleep. I'm okay that the floor's got, the breadcrumbs and all, my poor husband, my hair's fallen off and all that stuff, okay? So then for the career, so for here, I'm going to put my top priority. So I have normally put top 3 priorities for my day. And if I get one of those 3, that is a win. And I can mark that off as a yes. So I don't have to, just make sure when you have habits and routines that a complete or a success doesn't mean that it has to get done 100%. So if you put there, walk for 15 minutes, and you're only able to get outside and just walk around the block for 2 minutes, that is a win. So create yourself a range, 5 minutes to 15 minutes, or even if it's just a minute, it's still a win because you took action. You make the small step. Before I would go, oh, I didn't do all 3 priorities, so I can't mark that down. Why not? I made a movement. I took action. That should be celebrated because even the tiniest win moves the needle. Okay, so just don't be too hard on yourself. For Brenda, physical well-being is a top priority. Maybe that is something we can all focus on together for the month of June, Brenda. Melinda's one is finances. I'm looking at all areas. I had to sit with my husband down and go through our budget. Feel like the weight of managing this by myself has lifted off my shoulders. Yes, it's so important that this is the asking for help, that we can't do it ourselves. Or we may think we can, but sometimes, just voicing it out to someone else and you hearing back the words that you say will help clarify things, will make things clearer. And yes, it's always good. When we got out of debt, we decided to get out of debt back in 2017. I did the same thing. I asked my husband, it's like, this is weighing on me so much that, I may not talk about it, but that's, my anger or my temper will come out when it's even the littlest things, but it could be, finance is one of the top stresses in people's lives. So I love that for Melinda, looking at finance as one of the top priorities for the month of June. So this one for me is social, so making sure I connect. So this is either call my mum and dad on FaceTime. They live in a different suburb that's normally an hour and a half or so on the train. So I don't get to see them all the time, but we FaceTime, especially Zach loves to call his Lolo and Lola, which is grandma and grandpa in Filipino. And so, Mom, call Lolo and Lola. So we'll FaceTime them. Make sure I'm in touch with my brother, my sister-in-law, my niece and nephew, and of course my friends, whether online or catch up or for coffee. So my top priority for June is make sure to go and schedule a movie date with my older son. So that's, make sure I need to do that. So then for the blue that's for my mental well-being. So I'm going to read and learn. So that I'm currently reading the book Predictable Profits by Stu McLaren, and it talks about memberships, and that's what my current project is at the moment, is building my Planneret's Inner Circle membership. So I want to make sure that I know all the things, the tips and tricks and best practices to make a membership and a community the best that it can be for my members. I love it. Irene, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I love it. Yes, so Melinda says, that is so true. It gets easier every time I ask for help. You are doing a fantastic job, Melinda, and I hope you are celebrating your wonderful wins because, I always say it's such a superhero thing. I say it's superhero because for my age group anyway, asking for help used to be like, well, that mentality of why can't you handle it all yourself? And it's like, no, it's now, it's not that I can handle it. It's that I know my capacity. I know the amount of load that I can carry. And so if I can't carry it all, it's going to fall. And I don't want that. I don't want things to, so I need help to someone carry it along with me, carry the burden, carry the joy, carry the experiences. So asking for help, wonderful. Yes, excellent. All right, so for the pink, so these are just my color code that makes sense to me. You can color code it any way you want. So for me, pink is my physical well-being, so I need to work out. So I'm going to put here 2 to 3 times per week. Last month I tried to do 4 to 5 times. That was such a big thing because I had was trying to balance as well, trying to get a membership going, so that wasn't working. And then for the financial well-being is I'm just going to keep an eye on my sales of my Planneret's Printable, my founding members, just to make sure I'm on top of making sure that I'm creating content that promotes them. Okay, so that is my habits and routines that I'm going to do for the 7 key areas of focus based on Zig Ziglar's Wheel of Life. So again, some of these are already habitual for me. So the meditation in the morning, it's one of the things I do now that's, sort of like same as brushing my teeth or washing my face. It's already something I do. It's not that I do it every day, but I know that when I don't, I can see a big difference. So now what happens is, so this is going to help me see where I'm at, consistency-wise. So when I start actioning them, I'm going to use my Zig Clean Color dot marker. Okay, so same as that, and I'm just going to mark, did I do that? Yes. Did I do that? No. Did I do that? Yes. And then this gives you a bird's eye view. I'm going, okay, which area of the 7 areas that I haven't actioned that I need to start doing? Maybe, if it's a Wednesday, I haven't connected with any of my friends or family. I better go and schedule that tomorrow to call someone or to FaceTime someone. So this part of the well-being planner spread just allows you to see, hey, what's important to you? And is this something that you can fit within your current lifestyle and current season of life? Are you busy? Are you too busy to go and call a friend? Are you too busy to go and DM someone? Are you too busy to look at your finances? Are you, so those are the things. And it makes you be intentional and focused on what matters to you right now. So some things you might have to put in the back burner because you don't have the energy, or maybe you're sick, or maybe you're traveling. So just be kind to yourself, okay? Be really, really kind and give yourself grace that if and when, because you're going to miss it. Okay? You're not going to do all of this all of the time, even if you're only concentrating on 1 to 2 top areas. Give yourself grace and just go, oh, I didn't get to do that because I had to, there was an errand that came up that wasn't planned that I took over that was of a high priority. Okay, so just really be mindful. It is the small wins that I love. I'm writing those down. They're filling my cup. I love it. I have drawn a large cup and write the small wins. I'm amazed at how full that cup is at the end of the month. And that's it. If we are not noting them down, we actually don't see it, and we forget it. And then remember how I always say, what you focus on, that's the thing you're going to spot more of. If we're not celebrating our wins, big or small, the things that will come up are the things that will go wrong. I have this thing now where I make sure I don't have this this thinking. You know how they say it normally happens in 3. So if something goes wrong, and then something goes wrong, I immediately stop myself from going, no, nothing else will go wrong. Because if we go, oh, something else is going to happen, because they say things happen in 3, guess what you're going to do? You're going to manifest the negativity. So don't even think about it. It's like, oh, something, spilt the milk. Oh, forgot my keys. Oh, forgot my umbrellas, or whatever it is. Don't look for something else to go wrong. All right, so just really, really important. What you do is, I forgot my umbrella, but hey, I got to stay 5 minutes behind to, wait for the rain to stop. And then I got to chatting to a workmate that I haven't caught up in a while. Look for the positive things rather than just all the negative things. All right, so that's what my habits and routines. So now I do have these habits and routines also in my habits and routines in my habits tracker. But the reason why I have them both is sometimes I may not use a well-being planner, or sometimes I may not go off my habit tracker. So, if you have the Ultimate Planner bundle, sometimes you might go, oh, that's double the work. But what I do is I work off this, because this planner spread is my me spread, right? The planning and the intentionality specifically for me, not tasks, not errands, not emails. Okay, well, apart from, for me, my top priorities, but that's more like for my content creation stuff. So this is going to help me stay consistent and see where I may need a little bit more love and attention. And it's like, oops, I haven't been tracking my finances. Oops, I haven't been tidying up my my place. Or oops, I haven't been doing any reading. It just helps as a reminder not to judge yourself. So don't judge yourself and go, oh, I didn't get to do my reading, or my let me see if I can show you well-being. Okay, so that was June 26th, May 26th to June 1st. I didn't track anything. But does that mean I didn't do anything? Let's have a look. I did get to do some stuff. So there's my last week of May. All right, May 19th to 25th. I didn't get to do anything from Wednesday to Sunday. Does that mean I'm not good? No, because I was busy planning for my founding members launch. All right, so give yourself the grace. May 12th to 18th. I didn't get to do everything. I'm okay with that, because at the time, something else took a priority that mattered most to me in that moment. So please, I know some of us who are maybe even new to planning, or maybe our seasoned planners, still look at our planner and see the empty spots rather than the winning spots. All right. So you could go, oh, wow, I did one workout May 12th to 18th, and that's when I was feeling, a little bit lost and unsure of myself, but I got one workout in. Good on you, Marianne. Rather than go, oh, I only did one workout. Change and reframe the words you are saying to yourself. Instead of looking at the things you didn't do, look at the things that you did. Okay. Yes, granted, you might have said, I'd like to do 2 to 3 workouts a week, and you only did one. Or you said, I would like to walk for 30 to 45 minutes 3 times a week, and you only manage 5 minutes to go outside and go around the block. But instead of saying, I didn't do this, say, I got myself outside for 5 minutes in the moments where I wasn't feeling as well, or my mind wasn't there, or I was doubting myself. I still got myself 5 minutes of me time. How different is that? How different is that dialogue to the things you didn't do versus the things that you did manage to do? Okay, so really important. I wanted you to see that empty planners does not mean failure. It's that something else took over a higher priority. Okay, so then next I have on my well-being planner spread. So this is based on, I fill this out. This is my wheel of life a pie chart. So I fill out each and every segments based on how well I did with my habits and routines from the previous week. I'm just going to take my personal one again. So let's say, look at this. I put a nice washi tape because I didn't get to do it was a non-event. So put a washi tape to make it pretty. All right. So this one here is based on how well I did the week before. So here, right? So those are the habits and routines I completed from May 5th to 11th, and visually that is represented on here. So then I could see that, oh, okay, I didn't track our finances. Is that important to me for moving into next week? Yeah, I'll make sure that I make that a top priority. Hey, I got a lot of my top priorities done. Well done, Marianne. I connected with my family and friends that week. And then, I did workout 1, 2, 3, 4 times that week. That's a win. This is just a visual reminder of which areas you need to action, or is it something that you may need to go and, look, this month I won't be able to concentrate on that, and I'm okay with that. It also tracks the sleep, but I'm going to change that to steps because I want to, movement is one of my top priorities. Okay, so then the wellness. Here is another important portion of the well-being planner spread. Again, you don't have to have this yourself, but if you have a ring planner or a disc bound, I do have it available just as a separate printable download on its own. You don't have to purchase it as part of the Ultimate Planner bundle. It's just a really good way to focus on you. Are you looking after yourself? So some of the things that I track on my wellness tracker, which this is again going to give me a snapshot of how I'm doing overall. How is my sleep doing? How's my hydration? Am I drinking enough water? Right? Am I eating healthy? Am I doing my gratitude and my victory log? All right. So here I've just 6 to 8 glasses of water, which is so important for our skin as well. And ladies, if you ever feel like, oh, your skin is looking a little bit gray and it's looking a little bit sunken, or, there's no elasticity, water is your friend. So, right, so drink 6 to 8 glasses of water. So I'm going to go on my walking pad. So I've taken the laundry off the walking pad. So 5 minutes minimum walking pad. So again, that's just adding some movement into my day. All right, getting myself outside. So get outside for some fresh air and just get me it's a help, and it's a nice little reset. Get yourself out of your normal environment, something different to look at instead of the screen, instead of your desk, instead of your lounge, your kitchen, whatever. Getting outside is a great booster as well. Eat a piece of fruit. Eat a piece of fruit, an apple, a banana, strawberries, grapes, whatever it is. And so if you're like me that sometimes eat too much packs of Doritos and bags of like, Filipino treats that's full of either full of sugar, full of salt, or full of chili. Right, and then I wonder why I get a big headache. It's because of all the sugary treats I eat. All right, so eat a piece of fruit. And then also, one of the things that's part of your wellness is looking for the things you are grateful for, looking for the things that are wins in your day. Okay, so these things, we don't do it enough. We forget about doing these things throughout the week, throughout the day. And then we wonder why we're so overwhelmed, why our task is just forever so long and we can't get through them, is we're not looking after our wellness. And these are easy things to do, but yet I'm guilty of it. I don't do enough. And so I need the constant reminder to go and do it. Sometimes, these can be empty. And then I'm going, you know what? I didn't do much last week. Let's try again. And that's why it's always there. So if you use this planner page or have something similar in your own planning system, it's a good reminder. And if you don't get to do it yet, guess what it is? It's a practice. You're not going to get good at it right away. You're not going to get six-pack after 10 sit-ups, are you? You put in the reps. And sometimes if you're not versed or you haven't practiced enough, there'll be 2 weeks you might not even do this. But if by any chance you track it 1 or 2 times, that is a great start. Because what is it? It's a small step forward. And that's all we're trying to do. Building small steps until we can start. So it's like crawling, walking and running. It's those type of steps. So that's what I have for my wellness. All right, so let me know in the chat, or if you are watching on replay, do you have something in your planner or a little space? You can even put, say, whether you have a Hobonichi, if you have a happy planner, or if you have a bullet journal where you're creating, your spreads from scratch. Have a little space in the corner that just reminds you, hey, have you drunk 6 to 8 glasses of water today? Have you gotten yourself outside? Have you eaten a piece of fruit? So these are just some ideas. You might come up with so many different ones as well. All right, so let's zoom out. So I've now done and completed the left-hand side of my well-being planner spread. So I know already, because I started my day early at 3 o'clock. So I have already, let me just have a look. I have already done my meditation. So once I get off today's live stream, I'm going to continue with the rest of my habits and tidy up for 5 minutes. Then have a focus time and look at, what are my top priorities for today? Who am I going to connect with today? Who do I need to? I know I need to send a text to a friend of mine she went on a holiday, and so see how the holiday went. See how having this here allows you to be intentional and plan ahead. And so then tomorrow, you don't wake up and go, where are all my friends? Why do I feel alone? Why do I feel isolated? Did you reach out to them? Did you say you were thinking of them? Or, I'm in debt. Where did my money go? Did you track how much you're spending and seeing where the money's going? Or, why is my brain foggy? Are you doing anything to make sure that, you're keeping your mind active? And active doesn't have to be like you got to read or to study or learn stuff. It's reading a non-fiction book, you know, doing some sewing, doing some crocheting, because you have to think, right? So anything that makes that brain go right and start to think, those are the things. And that is why it's important to have these things on hand. I'm not saying do everything all the time, each and every day, but it's just a constant reminder. So then tomorrow, when I talk about tomorrow, is like in 2 years' time, in 5 years' time, you know, you're not turning around and going, why is it that I'm always so overwhelmed? Why is it that I'm always so anxious? Why is it that, you know, no one calls me, or no one loves me enough to see how I am, how I'm going? Why is this? Why is that? So stop the what ifs by taking action yourself. You have control of the things this is within your control. Everybody else, what they're thinking, what they're doing, right? But you have control of this. And so make the movement. And then if you say at the moment, you go, you know, why can't I do this? It's just maybe you have too much on your plate. Maybe you're trying to do so many things all at the same time. Just concentrate and focus on one thing. All right? So don't try and put so much pressure on yourself, because remember, you are starting from today. You are learning new skills, or you're just, you know, creating new habits. So forget about all the, oh, I'm not good at that, or that's not something I do in my life. It's like, well, maybe it's something you should take up. Okay. So next, the right hand side. Let me know if you are still here and if you are liking this, you know, live stream and you're getting some value and some idea. Please give this live stream video a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it so much, because then, of course, this is part of my career, you know. This is something that I'm trying to build, and I need your help. So give those thumbs up in there. All right, so the next side of the well-being planner spread is the mood log. So this is so helpful for me in connecting how I am feeling emotionally. Especially I try and do it in the morning, so then I know where I'm starting from. Okay, so how am I feeling emotionally with what's going on in my life? Why do I feel the way I feel? Right? And then what is it that I can do to make sure I make myself feel better in the day? All right. And so here, I'm going to just put the date while we're talking about it. So let's, today is 2. And so you can use stickers. So here I have little square, I don't know if you see the little square boxes on there. So then you can either put stickers, or just use your markers like I am right now. All right, 5, 6. I'm just continuing the little theme. 6, 7, and 8. Is that right? I just realized I didn't finish my heading here. So I'm going to have to take this off for a second, because I have to put the date range. Okay. So let's pop that. I'm going to reuse that for later. June 2nd. Second. 2/8. Blue. Okay. That's better. Okay. I forgot to put that. I'm going to just put a sticker. What sticker can I put? Oh, I'm going to put this nice little red couch. So this tiny little sticker, let's pop that there to signify resting and looking after myself. All right, so yeah, that's better, because so then I know what date range it is for. All right, so the mood log So what I write on here, there's only a couple of lines, so it's nice and quick. I ask myself, how do I feel this morning? I feel sad, I feel frustrated, I feel happy, I feel excited, I feel lost, I feel anxious, I feel worried, I feel, whatever it is. And don't judge it. It's neither good nor bad. You're feeling that way because of something that's happened, something someone has said, something that you're excited about, a holiday, okay? So by acknowledging how you feel, you get to then be able to respond to it rather than react. Because if you don't know how you're feeling and suddenly a wet towel on the floor sends you mad, right? And then you just go, who left the towel on the floor? And then the whole day, and then everyone else is having to walk on eggshells, and everyone else, you might trigger, your loved ones in your household to be angry as well, and then there's a ripple effect. Okay, by saying to yourself, how do I feel? So here I'm going to put, I am excited. Why am I excited? Because I am looking forward to creating my Plannerettes Inner Circle membership with my founding members. Okay, that's it. So let's say I'm feeling angry. Why do you feel angry? Because maybe something happened yesterday that didn't go to the way I feel. What is it that you can do to make yourself feel better? So let's say if you're not feeling well. I'm not feeling well today because I have the flu, or I'm not feeling well because my back has seized up. So what is it that you can do to make yourself feel better? I'm going to make sure I take it easy and not put too much on my to-do plate. Take it easy and maybe go and get a warm heater pack or whatever. Or for me, today I'm going to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself and just do the one task at a time and do it that way rather than trying to do it all and worry about everything all at the same time. Okay, so acknowledge how you feel, why you feel that way, and what is it that you can do to make yourself feel better. Then that way you are in a better position to respond to the emotion you're feeling rather than react. That's why all these road rage happen, because, they're probably running late. They probably have, forgot their lunch. It's raining and all this. But then even if you, let's say, driving to work and you are running late and things aren't going right? So you go, I'm feeling frustrated because woke up late and now I'm falling behind. What is it that you need to do? So I need to make sure to take deep breaths before I react to anything. So then that way I don't say anything that I may regret later, maybe to your work colleagues, or do something that, and make a mistake because you weren't thinking. So it's just planning ahead and responding rather than reacting. And that is what your mood log is. Excellent. You're doing great. Yes. We're all doing great, okay? So really important that we all acknowledge that. And it's also nice to get those acknowledgement from our fellow plannerettes, okay? So then the last thing that's on this well-being planner spread is another tracker. So why do I have all these trackers? What you track, you're able to have a look at patterns, and you're able to see your progress. Without a tracker, it's a little bit more difficult to see the wins, to see the progress you've made, because you might think, oh, I didn't do enough, when in actual fact, you did the best you can in that moment in time. And then that's why tracking is really important. So take a break. So these are what I call my micro breaks tracker. There are the breaks you take 1 to 2 minutes, throughout several times throughout the day. Things like, 1 minute deep breathing. I'm going to zoom in again. Okay, so same thing again. This could be, you might have this as a reminder on your phone. Create yourself a little alarm, 1 minute deep breathing. So if you don't have your planner at all times, I know sometimes I have on my phone, it'll like, get outside. This is around about 3 o'clock, okay? 1 minute deep breathing. Get up and stretch. So if you work at a desk, get up and stretch. Do, just good old primary school or elementary school stretching, hands up in the air, head circles or head turns, or big arm circles, all the different things that you did when you were in little school. Okay, maybe if you can, jumping jacks, or maybe a couple of squats. Okay, just do some stretching, especially if you work at a computer, because then your mouse, your wrist and your shoulders, because then when your shoulders are up high next to your ears and you forget to lower them, that is signaling, like the tense neck and the tense shoulders is signaling to your brain, why are we all tensed up? Is there danger? Do we have to fight someone? Again, right, our brain reads signals from our body. So if we have fast heart rate, it's going, why are we alert? What do we need to be alert about? Or why are our shoulders tense? Are we ready to run from something? So that's why deep breathing, 1 minute deep breath, or just 5 deep breaths or 3 deep breaths, whatever you can manage, is so important. It slows your heart rate. Getting up and stretching will, iron out those kinks and help you relax. Again, signals to your brain, hey, relaxed. There's nothing to worry about. We're good. We're ready to, tackle our to-dos without having to be alert and seeing, if a big loud noise goes over there or an email pops. Who gets really anxious when an email comes up from a certain people or certain department, right? So just relax. The other one is spend 5 minutes doing nothing. Okay, not on your phone, doing nothing. Not on your phone. You can sit with a nice cuppa, nice coffee, nice tea, your favorite beverage. And so what I've been actually doing, I've started doing, I'm going to show you, because I'm at my desk all the time. I'm working, I'm planning, I'm videotaping, and, sometimes I eat at my desk. But what I'm starting to do now is have my coffee and actually get myself out of this spot. And there's a little spot here. Let me show you. So right there, can you see? So this is my background. I have these little storage boxes from IKEA, the black ones there that have a nice soft cushion. And so I sit there. My younger son, Zach, who's 16, he's on the autism spectrum and loves like public transport. He calls that the bus stop. Mum, I'm going to sit at the bus stop and wait for you until you finish your writing. And so I'll go sit next to him and, we'll cuddle, and he likes to normally put his hands on my face and just, does his stimming, and he'll look right close into my eyeball. and he does his, little rote, whatever he says, he has echolalia, so which means he repeats himself over and over again. So, but now what I've been doing is I'm going and taking my coffee and sitting there and just I have my phone at my desk and I don't bring it over there with me, and I just sit there. Sometimes you go, oh, 5 minutes is taking so long, right? But that's when, you just take a deep breath. You just have a nice little spot and sitting there, and I can still look outside my window and, think of, maybe that's a good time to sit and think of what you're grateful for. Think of what's a win today, right? So if you can find a spot in your home that is not, because I know for my lounge, if I sit there, then I'm stuck doom scrolling, napping, eating my junk food. So I don't have that as my break space, because I know as soon as I hit the couch, I'm like snoozing, right? So maybe move away from your desk where you're normally doing your work. So find a place in your house where you can enjoy your coffee. So you may be lucky enough to have a sunroom or your own little space, or even like a backyard or a nice deck to just sit and have your coffee, or just sit there and relax and enjoy the birds singing. Find your spot, and then your brain will recognize that when you go to that spot, that is a spot where you are just taking a break. You are taking time for yourself. So that's my little spot now. I'm going to go sit there, have my coffee, take my coffee, and then go and sit there, do nothing for 5 minutes, okay? So that's a really great spot to have those. So find your own little spot. And then the other thing is, again, later in the afternoon, another 1 minute deep breaths. 1 minute deep breaths. Okay, see, these are just simple ones. Get up and stretch. See, it's just the same thing again. You don't have to go and redo again and again. And then, of course, a nice little break is check my planner at the end of the day. Make sure I've done all the stuff and I've completed, and I get to check off my habits and routines and play with my markers, okay? So what do we think? The things that I have in here, like I said, if you don't have this planner printable download, it's okay, right? You don't have to, but find somewhere in your planner that is dedicated to you. Okay, it can be a tiny little spot in the corner of your daily planners page, and it's just like me stuff, right? You can put some of the breaks, you can put some of the wellness, drinking water, getting yourself outside, right? So have somewhere where it's dedicated to you and your well-being. And then this will help train you, your mind, to then go, you know what? I'm a top priority. I need to look after myself. And when you do this, who's going to be at a good who's going to benefit from it? Everybody else. But guess who you put on top of the list? It's you. Okay? This is going to help remind you that rest is productive. It's not an afterthought. It's not a to-do when you've done everything else. It's not a reward that you do only if you've finished a task. Okay? This is going to help keep that burnout at bay. Okay? So let me know in the live now, or if you are watching on replay, have you got a dedicated page in your planner that is just for you? Okay, so let me know. So this whole page, it's a great check-in with myself. Hey, are you looking after yourself, Marianne? And reminding myself that planning isn't just about what you have to do. It's about who you're becoming. You're becoming someone who is looking after their finance, who is financially healthy. You are someone who is, loves to read. You are someone who makes sure that you are, giving yourself opportunity to be mindful and focus in the now. You are someone who loves to, make sure that the home is tidy. So like I said, this is a place where if you want to be someone whose financial well-being is a top priority, then take little action steps, things to do to get closer to it. That's all this is. It's like, what am I doing? Small, tiny steps each and every day to becoming who I want to be. And this is a great way for you to care for yourself along the way as well. Okay. So the other pages that I have that I'm going to set up for the week is my weekly spread. So I'll do exactly the same here. So June 2nd to 8th, and I'm going to put my washi tape embellishments on there. So let me just show you. Well, where's the other one? So you can stack up. Remember, you can stack up your washi tape. So if you've got a space that maybe you don't use on your planner spread, use your washi tape. and then, embellish it that way. Okay, so I won't do, I'm just having a look at the time first. So if we have time, I'll come back and do June 2nd to 8th. I've got hair on my back. Okay, so then the other thing here, you can highlight your days of the week. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight that, because adding color to your page or embellishing it is going to make you want to open your planner more so than not. It's not, it's not the miracle thing that, oh, Marianne said I'm, add color to my page and it's going to make me use my planner more. No, it's just one of the things that as part of, as part of the habit building, where are we? This one. Habit building is to make it attractive, make it easy, make it fun, make it colorful, and make it satisfying. All right, so is that right? I think that's it. Okay, and then you can just use your pen and just put the dates, or if you have, numbered stickers, even better. You can use all the stationery that you have on hand. 3, 4, 5, okay, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I've got that there. And so like I said, I'll do exactly the same, June 2nd to 8th at the top there. Okay, so and here at the bottom of mine there is a calendar. So let's just go, we are probably on this here, second week, as technically Sunday was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'll keep going with that later on. If you have skinny washi tapes, you can go and embellish the bottom bit. I've got some skinny washi tapes on hand here. No, I think I'll go have a look for a pink one there. Okay, so again, I like to continue the same theme for all the same planner pages, so then they're a little bit more cohesive. And the great thing by having a weekly spread like this, where you see the whole week on a spread like this, is it's helpful because you can see everything at a glance. So, all your appointments, and if you want to also write your habits and routines on here, if you want to write your top priorities, or even your energy level. So if in the morning you can rate your energy level, how are you feeling today? It's a 3 today. And it's like, so then if you're putting energy levels, you might go, okay, if it's only a 2, I won't go plan too many things. Or if you had planned a lot for the day, you go, all right, I can't do that because my energy level is only a 2. Which of those is a top priority? And then if I get that one done, it's a win. Okay, so it's going to help you make intentional choices rather than reacting to the day, because ahead of time that if you have tasks on these days that you go, hey, normally on a Friday, I've got lots, I've got something else to do on a Friday, but I've got lots of tasks for that day. Okay, that's not going to work. Okay, so instead of going into Friday, let's say you didn't see it, and you have lots on your Friday list, and then your energy level's not, not high, then you've given yourself too much already, and then that's when you start falling behind, and you start, getting upset about not getting everything done, and then you've got to move things. So in this weekly layout, you can add so many different things. So here, different ideas is you can have your top priorities at the top. Okay, you can time block. So this one here doesn't have by hour, but you got morning, afternoon, and evening. So you can time block your routines. You can add your daily self-care intentions in there. So if you know that, hey, I'm going to go for a coffee on my own, I'm going to go for a 10-minute walk, I'm going to read a chapter of my book. So you can plan ahead your daily self-care routines. Maybe at the bottom of if you don't use up all the pages of your weekly spread, you can use that for your daily gratitude or your wins of the day. You can even use this as a meal plan, so you can have breakfast, lunch, dinner. So you can use so many, if you have a weekly spread like this, for so many different things that help you be intentional for planning your week. And then, so really important, because I have a well-being, my weekly and also daily spread, I actually use mine for my content creation. So this is going to be dedicated for, when am I going on live? When am I going to put posts up on Instagram or YouTube? When am I going to create my newsletter? When am I going to plan for my video that I upload? So this is going to be dedicated for my planner, my content creation. So for you, I gave you different ideas on what you can use a weekly spread for. And the beauty of seeing it all laid out on a glance is going to help give you context, okay? You're not just planning your task, you're going to plan around your life, because it helps you spot busy days ahead of time, so then you can build for buffer or breaks. Then if you go, woo, Thursday is going to be a busy day. Okay, so then on the 6th, on the Friday, you go, well, I've got to make sure that I put in some self-care for me, that I put myself, so so then that way you're not putting back-to-back busy day. And then on Sunday, the self-doubt comes in, and then the feeling like you haven't done enough comes in, and then you end your week on, a low, because you weren't intentional in putting time for yourself or putting the breaks in. All right, so Melinda says, I have put a small spot for me. I love that. Hey, you've got all these wonderful things of, the jar of wins. I love that. Brenda says, love using your well-being planner, Marianne. I love it. I love it. Excellent. Okay, so that is for my weekly spread. Again, it's a visual reminder that I can choose to balance my day and my week. Not everything has to happen on one day, okay? This is a great opportunity to go, well, I've already got lots on Tuesday. You know what? I don't have any more space on my plate. I'm going to move that to Friday. Or I'm going to ask for help, right? And go, look, I've got quite a few things on already, and I know that thing you wanted, the report you wanted for Tuesday, is there any way we can move that at all later in the week or later next week? They might go, well, actually, something else has been moved, a meeting, so we don't need to do that until next week. And here you were, maybe stressing about it, and if you didn't speak up and ask for help, you would have to have done that by that Tuesday, worried yourself, didn't take your breaks, maybe you make yourself feel ill, and because I know for me, when I get so stressed out mentally, then physically I also don't feel well, and then that's when the cold and the flu sneaks in. Okay, so the weekly view does let you spread things out and approach your time with more clarity and less stress. So let me know in the chat. So I know Brenda already uses the well-being planner spread, but who here in the live, or if you're watching on replay, do you use a weekly spread? Whether it's in a personal size, an A5 size, a bullet journal, Happy Planner Classic, do you have a set that has the whole week, whether it's by vertical like I do, or I know there's some who uses the horizontal layout. Do you have a weekly spread for your planning? Type me in the chat, or yes, I use a weekly planner. And does this help? Does it actually help you plan out, or is it something that stays blank? So let me know. Okay, so like I said, I just want to quickly, because tomorrow there's only a few, well, not, I think how many hours left? Let me just quickly have a look. So I have my founding members launch. It's closing, the doors close in 17 hours. time. Okay, so before I check whether you use weekly planners, I just want to talk about my founding members launch, because it's something that's really important to me, and I would really love your assistance in creating it. So of course, here we go. All right, so just, yeah, I know some of you have already joined, and thank you so much. So there's 17 hours until the doors officially close. So this is your chance to join me making my new membership called the Planneret's Inner Circle, and it's going to be at the lowest price it'll ever be. So it's at $9 per month membership, and seriously, one-time offer for founding members only. So what's really exciting is, as a founding member, you're going to get to help me shape what the community looks like. Your feedback, your ideas, your needs, what you actually need to help guide you, and we get to build it together. So, we've already, like I said, got some amazing plannerets inside. These are going to be, some of them, fun, thoughtful, supportive women who are going to be eager to share and connect and grow with us. So if you get value from my live streams, this is even more of a connected and supportive network. So if you've been thinking about it, now's the time to jump in, right? So it's really important, if you ever feel like, if you're asking, look, Marianne, why join? Don't you have the Plannerets community, the freebie already? This is a valid question, because, you're going to help shape it. Okay, and you're going to get locked in at that lowest price, and this is more than just content. I'm going to continue here on YouTube to do my live streams, to do videos, helpful videos. But what happens, I know for me especially, is I fix the problem when it comes up. But then if you want the tools to know how to move yourself from the overwhelm, from the stress, from the cluttered mind and having self-doubt and limiting beliefs, the Planneret's Inner Circle is going to help guide you to a successful path and give you the tools and resources to go, all right, this is what's happening, let's go do that. And you get to hang out with really supportive and fun women like the Plannerets right here, okay? So, and we talk about progress over perfection. And a lot of the times, content is not what you need. It's a community. It's someone that, like just in the last couple of days, us sharing our, what's going on within our lives, and celebrating each other's wins, and, letting each other know that, oh, yeah, that is really a crappy thing to be going through right now. So the Planneret's Inner Circle is a community that's going to be there and help support each other. So I've just popped the link in the chat, so have a look at it if you're interested. If not, that's okay too. But let me just tell you, if you want to join a little bit later on when it's built, so I'm thinking timeline-wise, the Planneret's Inner Circle will be ready for its full public launch in about either 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. I've got all the stuff that I need for it, but this is where I need your help. To make sure that it's the right thing. It'll be like, Marianne, that's not really what we need. What about this? What about that? All right, so I need your insights, because you're the ones who's going to help shape it in a community that is just going to thrive. So when I do launch it, when it's open to the public, it's not going to be at the price it's at. So you don't want to miss out. Because, who knows, the founding members might create such a wonderful, wonderful space and all the stuff and resources that it might be, it's going to be more than $9. So I just don't want you to go and say, oh, I wish I got in at that lowest price. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. So, whoops, let me pop Charlotte's comment up here. Charlotte says, I use a weekly. I thought I was set on personal size, but now I don't know. I'm thinking of A5. Yes, and look, you saw me, Charlotte. I was in personal last month, and I change my mind all the time. I need help deciding on a size, I think. So have a think. What sort of stuff do you have happening for June? Okay, so have a look at your current planner for your personal size. Will it fit? Are you able to categorize the things that you need to do for June in a personal size? But if you need more space, so then you can see visually, because a lot of it, most of the time that gets us stuck in our planning is we don't see it visually, that that certain area is for work, that certain area is for the kids or the family, and then that certain area is for me. Sometimes a smaller planner spread is just one chunk. I mean, of course, you can highlight and color it, but if you are a visual planner and you have a lot of moving parts into what you're planning in a day or a week, then maybe the bigger size. And then, of course, the other thing to consider is, are you taking your planner with you when you're out and about? Because bigger planners mean bigger bag. You need to have a bigger handbag. You need to, if it's going to be lots of planner pages in it, it might be heavier. So these are the things to weigh up. And so Brenda says, yes, I use your Ultimate Planner weekly as well. So, and then this could be, if you plan on a daily basis like I do, this could be all the fun stuff. This could be, your to-do, not to-do list, your done list. Note down, okay, what did I do in the morning? You know what? I got laundry done before this, right? What did I do? All right. So you all, like Melinda, could be your wins, your all so many different things. Meal planning. If you have a project going, maybe you're knitting or you're crocheting. So many different things. Okay, so really good. So for me, and in the Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable, there is daily page as well. And this is when because I know what's happening for the week, okay, I'm planned out, then I just focus on the day. So there's a time block. Here I go and highlight my top priority of the day, and then all the other tasks that I have to do for the day. So if nothing else gets done except my top priority, then it's a win, okay? So the time block helps me map out my day and knows, realistically, have I, like here, I've got focus time, and then there's me time. Okay, so even though after the live stream and after I've had my breakfast, I'm going to work on my plan membership, right? So for, what's that, 1, 2, 3, around about 4 hours with breaks in between, right? But then I'm intentional of, am I doing anything for myself? And most time, what that is, I'm watching my, my Judge Judy. I'm watching my Goggle Box, and then I'm not feeling guilty about spending time watching my, fun TV shows, because I've worked and, I have dedicated a time for me. All right. So the daily planner spread allows me to fit what I need to do in my day, and then top priorities, and then also the tasks for the day. Okay, so this one page helps me stay intentional with my time, avoid overwhelming myself, and then, help me feel accomplished. So even though that looks like there's a lot of tasks there, but I've highlighted the top priority. So if none of these get done, I'm okay with it. All right, so let me know as well if you do use daily as well. So this might be a lot for some. It's like you plan this and you plan this and you plan this. And you know why I plan it? Is because I can so quickly derail myself with negative thinking, because I'll be on a high, I'll be working hard and everything else, and then somehow, because remember, a lot of the times for the last 20 years, my go-to thinking is negativity, is self-doubt. And, even though, like, I've been planning since bullet journaling, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, right, for the last 8 years, okay? it's an ongoing practice for me because, yes, maybe I've been planning, on off for the last 8 years, but for the last 30 years, I've had that, my thinking would be, I'm not good enough. I should be further ahead, right? So I got to work hard to try and reframe those thinking and those habits that I have built up years and years and years. Okay, but I'm starting from now. So anytime those things come up, I go, okay, Marianne, what did yesterday us say we need to do? Okay, well, yesterday us told us we got to go for a workout. Yesterday us told us we got to get outside. Okay, yesterday us says, hey, tidy up your desk. Okay, yesterday us says clean the bathrooms because making sure our environment and not having, poor mum's hair, mum's shredded hair on the floor, or, the bathroom or the sink is full of, the shavings or whatever. Okay, so this is why I plan, and this is why I'm intentional with my planning, because for most of my adult years, I can derail myself. I can talk myself. I can be so good at talking myself, into thinking that I'm not good enough. And that is why I plan. That is why I'm here all the time. That's why I'm saying to you, as much as possible, please, or not as much as possible, but do it. Take your breaks, because this is where I was. Okay, that's where I was. This is where I am. And this is where I'm taking my breaks. I'm seeing the benefits. I bounce back so much quicker. If I do have those negative thoughts, I bounce back quicker because I go, well, what does your planner say, Marianne? Oh, okay, well, let's look at that. Get outside. That's all I got to do. That's all I got to think of is get outside. Do that. Okay, done that. Mark that off. What's next? Well, it says me time. All right, well, what sort of stuff do you have for me time? Well, let's go look at some of our self-care bingo. All right, it says there, so I'm doing this one for today because I want to try and get a bingo. Bingo! And so I'm gamifying it myself. So, so that is why I plan and I put all of these actions in place, because I am exhausted having to be good one week and then be all sad and upset and another week and then bounce back again. I want to be intentional. I want to do the things I know I can do, but somehow I'm in my own way. So if you're feeling the same way, yes, you got to put in a little bit more reps at the beginning. Yes, you got to maybe plan and write things out over here, over there, right? Whatever it is that you need to help you, remind you that you need to look after yourself and put you on top of the list first. But, you could go, but Marianne, I've got so much to do. Okay, then just take 5 minutes extra in the morning just to go and sit and do nothing. That's it. That's all I ask. Or just go take 3 deep breaths before you walk in and into your car. Before you turn on your computer at work, just sit there and think of what you're grateful for. What is it that's a win this morning? Yay, I got everyone's lunches packed, right? So I do hope that this has helped inspire you to carve out space in your planner just for you. Not your task, not to your to-do list, because your well-being matters. And please trust me, you are not going to fall behind if you take a little bit moment of your time. I always go to my husband, I'm going, when I've had a rest, I'm going, why did that to-do list take me less than half an hour to do when that's been on that to-do list for the last 3 days? Because I've rested. My brain no longer has to go and put effort into trying to stay safe, trying to, fight, flight, or freeze. It now goes, okay, everything's relaxed. We've slept, we've eaten, we've journaled, we've looked at what we're grateful for. Our heart rate is not racing. Our shoulders are not tensed. Okay, brain, Give power back to the cognitive thinking and decision making. And that to-do list, that long to-do list, you watch it get action so quickly when you have taken a break. Okay? So if you haven't already, make sure to grab your self-care bingo card. There is no excuse going, I don't know what type of breaks to take, Marianne. No excuse. It's there. Let me pop it in there. Self-care bingo card. There it is. Okay? All right. So grab your self-care bingo card. It's such a fun way to add small, meaningful self-care into your week. And again, if you remember, doors for the founding members launch are closing very, very soon. And so if you want to join at the amazing community of plannerettes that's there so far and help shape what we're building, now's the time to jump in at the lowest price it'll ever be. I love it. Okay, so really important. Let me just quickly have a look. Okay, let me see. Where am I looking at here? Marianne. Okay, all right. So it's the lowest it's, oh, where's my screen gone? It's the lowest it's gonna be. So until next time, take care of yourself. Plan with purpose. Don't react, respond, look after yourself, and don't forget to make your planner pages a place of fun and joy. Okay, so see you soon, plannerettes. Talk to you later. See you in the comment section. Bye.